I believe Nigeria has to split, or Nigeria has to go back into regionalism. Ideally, don't split, but go back into regionalism, because the way Nigeria is set up right now just does not work. I'm being honest with you. Nigeria is set up to support numbers, support your location, and if you are a northerner, as you can see, the north, I'm from the south, I'm a southerner. If you are from the north, you're most likely Muslim, and the way Nigeria is built to support religion and numbers, and the north have both. If you are from the south, the chances of you becoming the president of Nigeria is forgotten. I, as an Ibibio man from Akwa Ibom State, I can never become president of Nigeria. I can never even become a top-ranking member of office, because I am from the southern part of Nigeria, and I'm But I'm going to say this even more. You see, a lot of the mess people hear about Nigeria typically comes from the north, from the terrorism to the illiteracy to the poverty. It's from the north. I'll make a deeper video on this, but let me show you guys some more. So this is how Nigeria is set up. You see, there's a southwest there, there's a south-south, and there's a southeast. That's the southern part of Nigeria. And if you look at the north, right, from north central to northwest to northeast, that's the bulk of Nigeria. Nigeria has 230 million people. The north has 60% of 230 million people, guys. Nigeria has 230 million people. The north has more than 60% of that number. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If you take Nigeria and you split the south and the north, the southern part of Nigeria automatically becomes one of the best African countries. I'm telling you. I'm not saying Nigeria should split. I like Nigeria as it is on paper, because the numbers give us an advantage. The GDP as a collective gives us an advantage. However, we most definitely have to go back into regionalism so that people can have more autonomy over their regions. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, because right now Nigeria doesn't work. If you are not a northerner and you're not Muslim, forget it. Nigeria is built to support your religion, Muslim, Islam, and support numbers, the north. That's why if you look at Nigeria, most of our presidents have been from the north. Let me show you more things. If you look further into these details, you will see northern Nigeria is facing a raft of problems. It is economically disadvantaged compared to the rest of the country. That's a lie. The north of Nigeria is not economically disadvantaged. The north has about 43 minerals, solid minerals, that are of commercial value. There is gold in the north. There is even oil in the north. There is every single commercial mineral you can find in the world. It's in the northern part of Nigeria. But the thing is this, the northern leaders, the northern elites want to focus on oil and gas in the south. And the northern elites deliberately keep the northerners poor and hungry because they're easier to control. They don't want to develop the north, because if you develop the north, the people cannot be your zombies anymore. So they keep them hungry, they keep them angry, they keep them poor, they keep them ignorant, so that they're easier to control. This is what's going on in the northern part of Nigeria. This is it. This is the truth. So what I want to share with the global community is this. The bulk of the mess you hear about Nigeria comes from the northern part of Nigeria. From the poverty to the violence to the terrorism to the child marriages to the chaos. Most of it comes from the north. I'm not saying the south is perfect, absolutely not. But I'm telling you, if you separate the northern part of Nigeria right now and you separate the south, I kid you not, the southern part of Nigeria automatically becomes one of the best countries in Nigeria. So you guys see, this is what I'm talking about. The most educated people in Nigeria come from the southern part of Nigeria. The most intellectually capable people come from the southern part of Nigeria. So imagine, because of the way Nigeria is set up, the average southerner can never get into leadership position because they're not a lot, and because they're not Muslim. So this is how Nigeria is set up. Nigeria is set up to favor the northern part of Nigeria because they have more numbers and because they're Muslim. That's it. This is why Nigeria is chaotic. So most southerners now are calling for separation. Most southerners now are calling for regionalism because, dude, we are not going to leave the hand of our country in some guy who doesn't even know what it means to be educated. We're not going to give the future of our country and our location in the hands of somebody who probably doesn't understand the essence of, collaboration. Makes no sense. So that's why, for me personally, as a southerner, I absolutely support regionalization. I support regionalism because it makes the most sense for my people. It makes the most sense for my state. I don't think, while I appreciate Nigeria and I think Nigeria needs to stay together, but we need to stay together as a confederacy. A federation does not work, because what we have currently as a federation is a few people from the north deciding what happens for everybody else, and you have not even developed your region. How can you be in leadership position in Nigeria for over 2 decades and the north is still one of the most underdeveloped places in the world, in Nigeria, in Africa?
It is time we address the conversation that many Nigerians are no longer whispering. They are saying it loud and clear: divide the country. For decades, Nigeria has held on to the belief that there is strength in unity and that our diversity is our greatest asset. But today, that unity is strained and that diversity feels more like a burden than a blessing. From east to west, north to south, the call for separation is becoming louder, not just from the French voices, but from frustrated citizens who believe that the current structure is not working. Every region feels neglected, every tribe feels targeted, and every group feels like a second-class citizen in a country they call home. The question is no longer whether Nigerians want unity. The question is whether the cost of staying together is worth the pain. Let's listen to what some Nigerians are saying about the division of Nigeria, and we'll be right back. But before then, if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Nigeria should give autonomy to Biafra, like we see in Chechnya. One of the brutal battles we've seen in this 21st century is the war of Chechnya. After Russia won, Russia decided to give autonomy to Chechnya, right? The Chechnya people have their own leader, they have their own rules, they develop their region with their own resource and, do whatever they want to do. But they still spend one currency, which is the ruble. There's no border between Chechnya and Russia, no. And this is exactly what Nigeria must do when it comes to the issue of Biafra. It's simple. Don't allow Biafra to break away as a separate country, right? But they must give autonomy to them, like we see in Crimea, like we see in the Luhansk and Donetsk region. It's simple. Trying to contain Biafra is not going to work. Biafra and Nigeria will always be at war until you give them their own leader, allow them to choose their own leader, allow them to rule themselves. Probably, I suggest, the last time I created a video about Nigeria, I suggested that Nigeria should even be divided into 3. Allow the Yorubas have their leader, allow the Hausas to have their own leader, but you all be under one federation, which is still the Nigerian Federation. You spend the same currency, there's no borders between you, like the way we see in EU. Various countries have their own leaders, but they spend the same currency, they have the same rules, borderless between them, they can travel to any way they want. This is the method that, Nigeria is supposed to adopt, like the Russian system. It's simple, and it solves this issue of tribalism. For example, the Igbos will never recognize Tinubu as their leader, and vice versa. If Peter Obi had won, the Yorubas and the Hausas will never recognize Peter Obi as their leader. They will always sabotage him. And if you have this kind of problem, there is only one solution to Nigeria problem. Give autonomy to the major tribes. Allow them choose their own leader. Let them rule themselves. It's simple. The other time I created a video about this same topic, somebody said, then who will be the overall president of Nigeria? Now, the overall president of Nigeria wouldn't be a problem if you have various tribes choosing their own leaders. So it doesn't matter who become the overall president, like the way we see in European Union. Who care about the ethnicity or the country that Ursula von der Leyen come from? Nobody care. If you go to Russia, who care about who Vladimir Putin is, where he come from? Nobody care, because the overall leader is there to execute the plans of the various tribes, not to favor one or leave one. It's simple. Nigeria can easily solve this problem.
See, if Nigeria wants to split, it should split to many places as possible. If it's not going to split to as many places as possible, then the one Nigeria is okay for us. Let's be there. Because no tribe is going to be a slave to any tribe. Yes, so unlike the 1960, that technically other smaller tribes in the southeast then were slaves indirectly under the Igbos. That they used out of greed to set up civil war and all that. Spreading false propagandas, false rumors that we haven't true. No wonder them are coming back to say a country which has been built in lies cannot stand. Yes, because they are the origin of lies. They are the origin of lies. We can't be under anybody. No tribe will be a slave to anybody. I'm an Ijaw man. I'm telling you the bitter truth. No tribe should be under me and Ijaw. And we are not ready to be under anybody. Everybody's, if we want to go, it's not a crime if Africa has 550 countries. It's not a crime. Not a crime if Africa has 2,000 countries. It's not a crime. At least we can break those records too. If we not break positive record, we can also break the negative record. Yes. Enough of all these things. You must not force people to join you. You say you don't have any negative agenda. You don't have any negative agenda. You went to Finland and you designed your own map. You gave everybody one and you gave your people you are having almost 40% or 30% of the land of the old map. So we are saying no. Allow us to be. It's not by force for we to be part of the Igbo people. It's not by force, Hilda. It's not by force for the Edo people to be part of you. It's not by force for the Soko, the Ijaw, the Urobo, the Shekiri, the Ogoni, the Ikwebe, the Ika, the Anyoma, the Okwani people to be part of the Igbo people. Igbos, you say you are creative alone. You say you are industrious. Why can't you go on your own? Go on your own and stay. Go on your own and stay. We are not joining you people. We don't want to have anything with you people. Go on your own and stay. Nobody hates you. Nobody hates you. You are already presenting yourself as a serious threat to us. Right from 1945 to date, you have presented yourself to be a serious enemy to every tribe. Stay your own. Do you think you are the only one going to people's lands to farm, to do businesses? Urobo people travels. Isoko people travels. Edo people travels. But which person that normally causes problem in the lands when they travel to another man's land? The Igbo. So we say no. No, we don't want you. We don't want you. Just be your own. We are not having a fight with you. We can do business internationally with you. Fine. Be on your own. We can do business internationally with you. It's not a must that we must be part of you. Must we be part of you? Must we be part of you so that tomorrow you will not say you waited for the South to put their house in order? No, the South is united. United with that. And any of the BBO people that are saying that they are part of the Igbo should not convince any part of the South today. Only a BBO, you follow them. If you think they are nice, follow them. See, no tribe is too nice to the South, to the South. No tribe is too nice to the South because all of them have a different ideology over the South. So the South man need to wake up now. Take over your ground. This is the only time you can do the right thing. Our leaders in the past olden days failed us. That was why the fight was for only people like Atakaburo, Kensawa, Wiwa, and the rest that we applied at that time. But this time, we have a lot of talented people, and we understand your struggle. And we say no. If you must divide Nigeria, everybody should go their own. Ogbia should have a country. If as small as Ogbia people should have their country, if you think you want to divide Nigeria. Yes. Everybody should be split. Respect people's boundaries. Don't by force or force me into your own boundary. I must not be forced into your boundaries. I must not be part of you in your so-called egotic country. I must not be forced to you. It's not a crime if I go on my own. And let me tell you, the South are already united. Because we, the Ijaws, that knows the ideology, will unite with the Edo people. Yeah. And remember, the Igbos are claiming that they are the most populated in the south. The south and southeast combined. They are lying. The Ijaw population alone is higher than the whole of the southeast combined. If you don't know, no. The Edo has a strong population. The Calabar, the Akwa Ibom people have a very strong population. So don't think that your population alone dominates everywhere. In a lie. No be only you. No be only you did. The Ika has a population. The Ishe people has a population. The Ikwe people has a population. The Anyoma people has a population. The Ogwashiko people, the Okwani people has a population. So don't think that it is only you that have a population. So please, mind your business. Stay your territory. Drag your 5 people into your egotic and Biafran country. Don't drag any other person. And mind you, we don't have a problem with 2 people unless you want one. Unless you want one. We are not having a problem with either Edo or any. That we don't have a problem. We just don't have a problem with anybody unless you want one. And with the way and manner the Igbo is going, it's like they need it because they're already making a technical threat that if a problem comes today, who will you run to? Let me tell you, even if I had to run to people, the South is already too strong and united for one person to penetrate us. So after that, we don't have, in fact, it is you Igbo people that should be looking for who to run to when there is wala in the country.
Nigeria was formed not by natural agreement, but by colonial convenience. In 1914, amalgamation that brought together different regions with contrasting cultures, religion, values, and economic system was not based on mutual understanding. It was based on British interest. Over 100 years later, that foundation has remained shaky. Nigeria has failed to evolve into a truly united nation. What we have is a group of regions forced to coexist under a national name but still divided in their hearts. Elections are decided by ethnicity and religion, not by competence. Appointments are judged by where someone comes from, not what they can do. Every policy is seen as anti-North, anti-East, or anti-West. How can we build a nation like this? The real tragedy lies in the failure of leadership to address this division with honesty. Rather than unite Nigerians through justice, equity, and fairness, successive governments have deepened the cracks through favoritism and marginalization and refusal to restructure the system. The result is that many people no longer believe in the idea of Nigeria. They don't feel safe, they don't feel seen, and they don't feel heard. What's the point of unity when it only benefits a few? Let's be honest, no relationship survives by force. If after all effort a marriage is not working, even the law allows divorce. In the same way, if Nigeria cannot operate as a just, fair, and balanced union, then division shouldn't be seen as evil. It should be seen as a practical conversation. Look at examples around the world. Countries like Sudan and former Soviet Union had to break apart before they found stability. If division will bring peace, growth, and fairness to the people trapped in this endless cycle of suffering, then maybe, just maybe, it's time to let go. However, this is not a call to war. It's a call for truth. If we must remain united, it must be through restructuring and justice. But if we continue like this, when one region dominates and others are sidelined, then the call for division will only grow stronger. Nigerians are tired of pretending, and the sooner we confront this reality, the better for everyone.